Hey, good evening. Today's Bible study comes from Matthew chapter 17, verses 14 through 21, and they read as follows. When they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. Lord, have mercy on my son, he said. He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. You unbelieving and perverse generation, Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring the boy here to me. Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed at that moment. Then the disciples came to Jesus in private and asked, why couldn't we drive it out? He replied, because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith of as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. As you see in verse 14, when they came to the crowd, and this is after they had come down from the mountain after Jesus' transfiguration. When they came down from the mountain, when they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. First of all, the man that came and knelt before him had to have known who he was and had to have faith in who he was and is. And he goes, Lord, have mercy on my son. First thing he asked for, nothing to do with him, but to have mercy on my son. He is petitioning the Lord for someone else, which we all should do. We should petition the Lord for others. And then he tells him why he wants him to have mercy on his son. And Jesus knew, he knew everything, but he tells him why. He says he has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into the water. In short, meaning he truly is harming himself because of these situations. And you know what's funny? If you look at modern day seizures, what do? They knock us out. If we're driving a car, they pass us out. We can get our tongue stuck in our throat. Whatever it may be, they're dangerous and they're harmful to us. So he says he often falls into the fire or into the water. In short, he is saying he harms himself. Harm is in his way. And this is something he doesn't want to happen because I'm sure it has been numerous falls. And his life is in, and it's saying, in continuous danger with this situation. This child, this son, is always in danger when this occurs. And, this demon who is in him, remember, if you're possessed by the demon, you are going through extremes because everything that a demon wants to do to you, he is doing. And he is doing this. Satan takes advantage of us and our natural temper, our state, and our health. And outward circumstances are what shows, from plague to ruin of our souls. Satan is working at us and in us. This world is about Satan, and he works at us and to get into us. So he doesn't want this to keep happening to his son. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. Uh-oh. I brought them to the ones that say they follow you and they do your will and all of this, but they could not heal him. So what do? Like he said before, he dropped on his knees and said, Lord, I have mercy on my son. He came to the one, since the ones he went to couldn't do anything. And what does he say? You unbelieving and perverse generation. Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? Jesus is getting after his disciples because you don't believe and you're perverse in your thinking and your actions. Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? Because I'm not going to be with you forever. I'm down here showing you, guiding you, telling you. I just took 3 of you up to the mountainside. You saw Elijah and you saw Moses and you heard my Father speak and you saw me being transformed. Where was their faith at? Bring the boy here to me, Jesus stated. Bring him to me. I am the one that can handle this. Bring him to me. Jesus rebuked the demon. Man, there was never a thought that he wouldn't rebuke the demon. And the demon knew Jesus because he responded. It says, and it came out of the boy. It came out of the boy because he knew who had the power, who had the faith. And he was healed at that moment. Jesus completes his healing instantly again. So the demon, he may have not known the disciples. They might not have had the authority or the faith. But when they saw Jesus, when they heard Jesus, they got up out of there. And the boy was clean at that moment. Then the disciples, they went and got with Jesus by themselves and said, hey, Jesus, why couldn't we drive it out? Why couldn't we drive it out? You know how you see all these dudes on TV who be healing in the church and got all these people that see them and all of this? You don't see them walking in the hospitals. You don't see them walking in the Alcoholics Anonymous. You don't see them walking in these nursing homes. You don't see them walking up on the vets healing. See, that's show. That's a show. See, Jesus, when he did it, it wasn't a show. It was about having compassion for the loved ones and true healing. He replied, because you have so little faith. He told them, the reason you couldn't do it is because your faith is small. Truly, I tell you, if you had the faith as small as a mustard seed, the Lord don't even ask for a lot of faith from us because he know we got problems. He didn't say, hey, the faith of a watermelon. He said a mustard seed. If you just had a little, just a tiny, I could work with you. I just want you to have a little bit of this faith, and I'm going to work with you, but you ain't even got that. We ain't even got that. So that's why it didn't work. That's why you couldn't do it. That's why I'm telling you and letting you see all this stuff right now, because just as he said earlier, how long must I stay with you? He knew he wasn't going to be here a long time, and our faith had to increase, and all he was asking for was a mustard seed. Boy, if the Lord would have said a watermelon, we'd really be in trouble, because we having problems with the mustard seed. You can say to this mountain, he's telling you, if you had this faith, if you had this little bit of mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. The Lord is telling you, if you had just a little bit of faith, you could do some things. But you gotta have the faith to do it. And then he says, nothing will be impossible for you. And that's still if you have the little bit of faith. Because all things are possible through God. But we don't have it. And the disciples didn't have it at that time. We were still growing. We were still trying to find out more. We were still trying to see our faith grow. And you and I, we have to feel our faith growing. We see it in the world. We see the kindness. We see the good deeds. We see the actions and the activities. But you know what? We also see the bad of the world. And we have to have faith to know that God is going to handle the bad of the world. And it may not come while you living. It may come after. It may come after generations of generations. But the faith is in the unseen, not the seen. And at this time, they got to see the seen. So believe me, Jesus was bothered that they didn't believe. They didn't have the faith because they should have. And it wasn't a good thing. And that's why Jesus kept showing them and opening them up and teaching them and guiding them, because Jesus had to coddle them like we coddle a small child, like he coddles us. He has to grow us into having faith. Once we submit ourselves to him, he will start showing you. He will start guiding you. And even in those times when you think it's a struggle, as long as you got Jesus, it ain't a struggle. It ain't a struggle. Because if you really know God, you know that the victory is always going to be Jesus's and yours. So remember, having that faith of the mustard seed, if you even have that, nothing is impossible. Amen.